2 months.
Wife.
You 4 years after that one.
That one has gone. January 22, he paid another 5,000. January 22, he paid another 5,000 naira.
Yes.
January 24, he paid 4,000.
Yes, that's all.
No, his bank statement I'm looking at. Thank you for making, at least putting something forward. But it's just that it's not enough. Do you understand me?
Okay.
I'll commend you for that. At least you know in your heart that these children, they must eat. And she will need the money to take care of them. But you see, we have average of 10,000 naira per month that goes into accounts. That's what you have here, right? Every month you try to make sure she has at least 10,000 naira from you.
More than that, ma.
I said at least.
Yes. Okay.
Least, minimum.
Yes, ma.
You make sure. Yes, I could see that as the money comes, that's the way you pay. At times 1,500, 2,000. It might be every day, 4,000, 2-3 days. You just keep sending.
Yes,
3,000. This is September. This is October. Last year, way back, you have been, What I want you to do is, how do you handle the school fees? You've been paying for the children. Let him talk. I'm talking to him. How have you been handling the children's school fees? What's the age of their children, 10
and 8.
Okay, I know you mentioned the 10 and 8. So, they are both in primary school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how much is primary school? How much have you been paying?
Actually, on that aspect, my lord, what really happened was that when they started the school, I fixed them private school.
Okay.
But sometimes when my business collapsed, I have to take them back to public school.
When you were still together?
Yes, exactly, ma'am. So, while they were still at government school, I always do my best and they are do fine.
I'm sure you hear everything he's saying. Yes. If you have any challenge, let me know. Yes. If anything is not clear, just tell.
So not that, about 3 years ago, when a younger sister came up to render an assistance and took the children back to private school. And I told her blankly that I won't be able to cope with the school fees. That is why I sent my children to public school.
So since that time, is it the sister that has been paying until you parted? Was she the one paying,
Yes.
She came in to pay.
Yes.
Was she now paying until the two of you stopped living together? Or she paid for some time and stopped?
She's the one paying it up to now.
Up till now?
Yes.
So you are aware that the school fees has been paid up to date now?
Yes.
You've been to the school. The children are not owing school fees?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? Yeah, so she's still paying for that one?
Yes.
So your sister is paying for their school fees?
The plaintiff, Funmilayo Awe, claims she left her matrimonial home and she is not willing to return because her husband has already moved to another house with another woman. She alleges that her husband has not been taking responsibility over their children. The defendant, Ezekiel Aridegbe, is very surprised that his wife plans to abandon their marriage. He claims that he has not moved on with another woman and all effort to reconcile with his wife has not been successful. He denies the allegation that he has not been responsible for the upkeep of their children. Judge Funmi wades into this matter.
Next time, do you have somebody that will pay for the school fees of your children?
She have already paid the school fees.
For the next time?
Yes.
So there's no problem there? So the children are staying with her?
Okay. Because
medical. I want you to look for one hospital. Do you have HMO or something?
No, ma.
Look for an hospital around their house.
Okay, ma.
Have agreement with that hospital.
Okay, ma.
Anytime the children are in the hospital, let them call you. You go there and sort out their medical bill.
Sorry, ma.
When you were living together, which hospital were you using?
We have a private hospital, very close to where we are living. That private hospital. That is where she had the 2 children.
2 children.
And she can be there any day, anytime.
Why? Oh, you mean at that time?
Yes.
That's the kind of facility I want you to give the children now.
She can be there any day, anytime.
Which hospital?
In that particular hospital I'm talking about.
That she can still go there up to now?
Yes, ma.
From where?
From Abule Gbadam.
To where? To where?
To that Ogun State.
Where in Ogun State?
It is not too far, very close to Lagos State.
Where?
Kola.
It's not Kola.
Kola.
It is Agbado.
Agbado is not far. Agbado is Lagos.
It's not-
Agbado, Kollington
Agbado
Agbado.
Crossing, yes, ma.
Is it?
Agbado Crossing.
Crossing. Which one is
Part
crossing?
of
Which one
Lagos.
is-
Lagos
Badoo.
State and Ogun State. It's a
Yeah.
boundary between
Boundary.
It is
Lagos and Ogun State.
boundary.
It's not far from you.
Yes.
Okay, so that one is settled. You say you can always use that hospital. Do you understand? Let the children be using that hospital. That's sorted out.
But sorry, ma.
Then,
Can I make a request?
what's that?
Can I take the total custody of my children?
What's the age of the children? That's what the time is.
10 and 8.
It's not possible. There's no court that will grant you. At that age, is the children. Is the mother has custody, then the father has access until they are 18 years old. That's it. Unless she's declared mentally unfit or something, or has a contagious disease, or, those kind of extreme things. All those exceptions are there. But as long as she's ill and healthy, for that age, she will have them. That's the law. So we have the hospital. The family is taking care of the school fees. Then upkeep. You are paying. But I said I want you to increase that. You have to work on it. Because 2 children, even if it's 20,000 naira, that's average of 200 naira per meal.
Actually, with my calculation, I give them almost 30,000 naira every month. Only that I didn't give her cash. I
no,
didn't give
you
her
don't-
at once. As it is
I
showing.
notice. I don't mind the way you are dispensing.
Okay, ma.
As long, because weekly can come, daily can come. The bottom line is at the end of the month, you meet up to the amount you are supposed to transfer. Do you understand? Because I don't want the danger of asking you to wait till month end and something will happen and you spend the money. So as it comes, you heard what he said, that it gives you about 30,000 naira every month. Is it true?
It's not.
About how much?
10,000 ló fún yín lóṣooṣù.
No, not once.
Kò ń ṣe
By
ẹ̀kan náà, wọ́n máa ń
installment.
fún yín lẹ́sẹẹsẹ.
By the end of
Wọ́n
the
máa ń
month,
nǹkan tó
it
kó
would
fún
have
yín
given
lóṣù.
you about 30,000.
Mo máa ti kó bí 10,000
ní
fún
ṣe
yín.
ẹnu èyí tán fún mi náà lọ fún mi because before wọn ò fún mi rárá.
He said all this happened just
But
recently.
But you have
What's
started
that?
now, you continue. Let her know that he has started now, he will continue
Olúwa
to
mi
give
tó ṣe
you.
bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí.
You
àwọn
are
máa
not
pàdé
ma.
fún wọn pé kọ́
I
máa
don't
ṣe.
want,
One stop.
I saw the dates, the money has been going there. I don't want to go there.
Okay.
Do you understand? I looked at it. I saw way back till I saw it. But the bottom line is, it's your account. It's a GTB account.
Yes.
Do you receive alert on your phone when money is paid in?
Yes.
If you don't receive alert, go to the bank. Do you understand? So that you'll be seeing the alert. Because it doesn't pay once. It pays in a scattered manner.
Yes,
At times, 1,500, 1,500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000.
10,000 two times na fún mi. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn ní muses mo pè wọ́n. Wọ́n ní àwọn.
You know what? On the medical, when they have medical problem, take them to the hospital. Once you enter the hospital, they will take care of them. And they will not ask you for money. It's the one they will call to come and pay. So that one, forget the past. From now onward, that's what you should be doing. Do you understand? You really understand what I said?
Kẹ́ máa kún wọn lọ sí hospital tó sọ yìí.
From now on,
So-
that your hospital that you were using, continue to use that place. He did not stop them from treating you. Then he said he will be giving you minimum of 30,000 naira every month. Is it okay?
Oh, okay. Reason why is these children will take snacks. She will come back from school around 6:30 to 7. Because the senior one, she want to do, she want to enter secondary school. She will take another food to school. I just open shop. It's my sister open shop for me. Out of that one, if I'm taking out of that one, the shop will be wrecked.
You know what, Ezekiel?
Yes, my lord.
If the family members are not the one paying for the school fees and everything, do you understand? I probably will consider that 30 as being adequate. You get what I mean? And she further said they just set up a business for her. I wouldn't want her to eat into that business because she's taking care of the children. These are your children, the 2 of you. So if you've been paying 30,000 naira for 2 children, right? Add 10,000 naira so that with 20,000 naira per child for feeding, make it 40,000 naira per month. After all, It's your responsibility they are taking by the school fees and everything. They really helped you out. So I don't see why you should not be able to pay. Just pay that 40. Are you living with another woman?
No.
He's living with somebody.
Yeah. That one come and fight with me.
The woman came to fight you.
Yes, she have.
He has. You had.
Yes, she have.
Anyway, 40,000 naira, is that okay? For now.
For now, we manage it.
You manage it for now.
Because I am the one who buy dress. I will buy
I
sandals,
know.
I will buy everything.
I know.
Who feels
I
I will
know.
buy it.
I know. If you have 2 homes, balance it. The last time you asked after them and you saw your children,
February.
you don't talk to them.
Children.
I do pay
You
them
don't
visit-
ask after them.
I do visit them once in a while.
Okay, talk.
When I reach Abuja, my daddy said she should come and talk about the children. She didn't come. For her to come to my house, she just approached my daddy.
He didn't go.
She didn't go.
He didn't go there.
I didn't go.
But
I forced her to come. The one she come and force.
so she's not denying you access to the children.
No.
Okay. So it's by choice. If for any reason you don't get in touch with your own children,
Yes, ma'am.
by your own choice.
Yes, ma'am.
And remember, make the right choice. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember to make the right choice. Don't let those children grow up with somebody else as a fatherly figure. They will grow up like you. They will become an adult one day. They don't forget. Internet does not forget. All these things we are saying is going to be there for life. Do you understand me? Do the right thing. Is there any other thing? This month is going to give you 30,000 naira. This court will give you 10,000 naira. So that you have that 40,000 for this month. So from next month, you will be paying the complete sum of 40,000 naira on a monthly basis. Then you can use the hospital. You have something else to say?
Cover me bẹ̀ ọ́. Because mo fún ara mi mo strong. Ní tí mo ti dé bí látàárọ̀ ní sówó rẹ̀ ni. Mo jẹ́ èèyàn kan tó ń gba treatment. Mi ì dẹ̀ lágbára láti continue. Màá jọ́ bẹ̀ yẹ kí n náà tó lògùn. Bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nísìnyí, ohùn mi ti wọ́n fún mi tilẹ̀ nítorí mo ní àtìkíní.
My Lord, he
Tí bá
said,
dẹ̀ ní kí n máa tọ́jú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, owó kò ní fún mi.
he said the court should kindly plead on her behalf to him that he should please consider her health, because her health is not so good enough for us to be traveling to take care of the medical bills of the children. That should please consider her health.
To take care of the medical bill, like, is the one taking care of the medical
No,
bill?
so that I will be calling her, she will say, you are not getting money.
You are not calling.
And she asked another hospital that he used to go to.
Where? At Agbede Axis.
General Lepo Keodo General Hospital.
Is that one closer to your house?
She's a regular visitor there.
I am.
Regular visitor.
Yeah.
And you seem to be mocking her health.
No, I'm not mocking her. She used to.
Are you mocking her health?
No, she's.
Because that would just be
very
out of the
familiar to
place.
that particular-
If anybody
whenever-
has good health, it's the will of God. It's
and
not by
whenever- no,
anybody.
what I'm trying to point out is that whenever she's going to that hospital, she always inform me.
So
I used
she
to
can
visit-
use that hospital.
Yes, definitely.
Is that okay?
Yes.
So that one you can go, or somebody can help you. If they call you, you are not at home, you can easily tell somebody, please quickly let me take the child down there. Then in that process, you call the father to tell the father this is what is ongoing. Is that okay?
I'm okay.
So what else? So you keep on laughing.
Actually, concerning her goods, she have.
She already said she wants.
coming any
When
day-
do you want to go and pick your things from his house? Or when do you want to send somebody?
I want to go and pack my.
Nígbà
So
wo
that
lẹ
I
fẹ́
will
lọ
see
kó
it.
lọ-
Okay, so that you know what you are packing. Okay, so when do you want to go?
She can give me next week.
When next week? Let's agree on a date now.
I will suggest she come tomorrow.
It's not. Is it okay for you?
Because as I.
You know, you said her health. You
Yes.
know, you were living together before. You have to be humane. She doesn't look healthy. You can see it. It's written all. You can't compare her to you. You have tummy. You have big tummy. You have everything. Your cheeks are out. Look at her. So what are we saying? So when next week?
She can be Thursday or Friday.
It's Thursday or Friday. You have to go to work.
I won't be chance.
You go to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Peak weekend is always the best day. Either you're looking at Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday will be the best.
Saturday, I know it's weekend. Even without being consulted, it has to be a weekend.
Okay.
Saturday. So that's coming Saturday.
Okay.
What time? Because he needs to know when you're coming around. So that we'll be around.
It's around 12.
What's amusing you? I don't know what you find amusing. What's funny? I don't know. You know better. But what is funny? What's funny? I'm serious.
Me, Mama.
Hmm?
I know.
What's funny to you?
Because I didn't see reason why she insisted that she want to pack her load. And she never seek for divorce. And if you seek for divorce, I think that should be official. So the reason why she want to pack her load is just strange to me. And since she has made up her mind, I think you should make it faster so that I can move on with my
That's why you said she should come tomorrow before. If she doesn't want to. I
Because
already asked her. You see, let me tell you, still with relationships, right? I don't know why you don't want to. Do you want somebody to help talk to the two of you and help you so that you can stay married?
Méjì sọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́ ìjọ wà pọ̀ àbí kí ni ìdí tẹ́ fẹ́ kẹ́rù?
She's laughing too.
Actually, my lord,
The two of you
I
are so
suggested
funny.
this sometimes last year, and
You
my
know what?
uncle said that she
He
should
still
not
wants
try
to
it.
marry you. He doesn't want you to leave. But for reasons best known to you, I'm not saying you must. Do you understand? If you say you don't want to marry him again, you must have your reason why you don't
Tẹ́ bá
want.
fẹ́ fẹ́ wọn mọ́.
But that reason, I just want you to be sure that is a genuine one that you have thought over.
Ìdí tí ó fà á ṣe mọ̀ tí èèyàn téèyàn ń fẹ́ tí ò hàn náà family èèyàn. Ìgbà tí mọ́mì mi strong tí wọ́n kú, kò sọ wípé mọ́mì mi ti kú, ọ̀tá òun ti kú nìyẹn. Fún èèyàn láti lè sọ fún mi wípé màmá mi ti kú, ọ̀tá kò wá bí òkú wọn. Fine. Dáàdì mi dẹ̀ tún pè wọ́n nígbà tí mo délé pé kó wá káwọn lè sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àti fà àwọn ọmọ yẹn sí school. Wọ́n ní nǹkan tó ń sọ láti jọjọ́ ẹ̀ náà lọ́wọ́ máa sọ.
He said why the reason is that he's not so caring to her family because there was a time that her mother fell sick, even to the extent of death. He was not concerned.
So when she fell ill, he didn't come.
He didn't come out to the extent of death, and he did not honor her family. So he said someone that is going to marry that is not appreciate her family. That's why she's not so convinced to still stay with him.
That is your reason.
She-
The two of you, you will go and meet a marriage counselor. It's rare for me to have such situation in this courtroom where the man will keep on demanding, I want my wife back. And when the wife would narrate her own side of the story, I can't really get anything concrete. Like, he beats me. He doesn't take care of me. Do you understand? You don't have all those issues. It's about my family said, my auntie said. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. I don't want to go there. I'll leave it to the professional marriage counselor.
Judge Fumi helps both parties to reach amicable settlement. She encourages both parties to attend marriage counseling sessions. After the break, Judge Fumi rules.
So the two of you, you must have 6 sessions. Let's say one. At the rate, you work it out with the marriage counselor. Do you understand? Before you move your things, go for that professional marriage counselor session. Do it 6 times. You can do it every week if you like, so that within 6 weeks it's all over. You can do it every 2 weeks. It depends on whatever you agree on with the marriage counselor. So when you round up with that, you can now decide whether you still want to go and pack your things in the house. Do you understand me? Or you don't want. And I'll give a time frame. If after the counseling session, you still decide you don't want to stay, let her have room to pack her things within 2 weeks from that date. Then the two of you can move on peacefully.
Okay, ma.
But part of your session, the marriage counselor is going to guide you on how to co-parent Do you understand? If that does not work out. So that is my ruling. Do you still love him? She says she still loves him. Because it's obvious he still loves you. Look at the two of you. You are just having minor issues. Give it a chance. Do you understand me? You see, there's no perfect human being. He's not perfect. You are not perfect. But you have to learn to tolerate each other. So even you two, whatever she says she doesn't like, try to address it and make her happy. And you too, do you understand me?
Yes.
I wish you all the best. I rise.
All rise.
If your baby daddy is denying paternity of the child to avoid upkeep, or you suspect misattributed paternity situations, submit your case online at www.thejusticecourt.com for a prompt resolution of the matter.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am. If you no talk, dem go beat you. Na 2,500 I dey pay.
Hello and welcome. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. This is the news update. 58 of the 164 member states of the World Trade Organization's WTO members have voiced support for a proposal from the African group backing incumbent Director General Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to serve a second term. The 58 member countries of the Trade Association made this known at a July 22 meeting of the WTO General Council, according to a statement by the World Trade Body. They call on DG Okonjo-Iweala to make her intentions regarding a second term known as soon as possible. Most of these members praised the DG's hard work and her achievements during her first term. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, 70, said she was very grateful for the support from members, adding that she took the call of members very seriously and was favorably inclined. She said she would get back to the members very soon regarding her intentions. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the 7th WTO boss, took office on March 1, 2021 for a single term of 4 years, which will expire on August 31, 2025. She is eligible for a second term. The former Nigerian finance minister navigated stiff opposition to become the first woman and the first African to serve as WTO Director General. Before her current appointment, she served twice as Nigeria's finance minister from 2003 to 2006 and from 2011 to 2015. She also briefly acted as foreign minister in 2006, the first woman to hold both positions. The skilled negotiator had a 25-year career at the World Bank as a development economist, rising to the number 2 position of managing director operations. President Bola Tinubu has approved Professor John Obafunwa to become Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, NIMR. The transition will occur on July 24, following Professor Babatunde Salako's retirement on July 23. President Tinubu expressed appreciation for Salako's dedication and looks forward to Obafunwa's expertise in public health disease research. Obafunwa has a medical degree from the University of Lagos, a specialty in anatomic pathology, and a law degree in England. He has experience in various countries and returned to Nigeria in 2004 as a professor of forensic pathology at Lagos State University College of Medicine. Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the First Lady of Nigeria, has challenged the political office holders across various political parties to fulfill their promises to gender equality and equity. In a speech at the ECOWAS Female Parliamentarians Association ECOFEPA event held at the National Assembly in Abuja, she stressed the urgent need to address and overcome persistent gender disparities in the political system. Senator Tinubu commended the House of Representatives for initiating and passing a bill for second reading that seeks to allocate 70 out of 360 legislative seats to women. This legislative effort is seen as a significant step towards improving female representation in Nigeria's political landscape.
Representation in governance. This stark difference underscores the urgency for strategic planning and implementation of effective measures to meet ECOWAS status, requiring 30% women representation in parliament. To fully achieve this across board, we must be seen to walk the talk. For instance, our party, the All Progressive Congress APC, has taken significant steps to remove financial barriers by making nomination forms for elective positions free at the grassroots level, ensuring that capable and qualified women can participate in the political process without the burden of prohibitive costs.
The Senate President, represented by Deputy Senate President Senator Jubril Barau, also spoke at the event. He assured that the 10th Assembly has made substantial progress towards women's inclusion in governance and will continue to enact laws that empower women.
Acknowledges the importance of women's inclusion in governance and has taken significant strides towards achieving gender parity in politics. We have enacted laws and initiatives that promote gender equality and women's empowerment. The Gender and Equal Opportunities Bill, the National Gender Policy, and the National Gender and Equal Opportunities Commissions are all testament to our commitment to women's political participation and representation at all levels of government. But all parties have also implemented quotas and affirmative action policies to ensure women's voices are heard.
Earlier, the First Lady, who inspected the newly renovated Senate chamber, highlighted the importance of transforming political rhetorics into concrete actions to achieve gender equity. 180 members of the Minority Caucus of the 10th House of Representatives have adopted a motion by lawmaker Obi Agwocha for the release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Agwocha, who represents the Ikwonu, Umuahia North and Umuahia South Federal Constituency, revealed this on Monday during a meeting of the caucus. He urged his colleagues to take a definitive position on the ongoing discourse surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and explore a political solution to the pressing issue. The adoption of the position by the influential caucus comes on the heels of Agwocha's recent visit to former President Muhammadu Buhari the successful mobilization of 50 of his colleagues across all parties and the Southeast Caucus of the National Assembly. In his address, Aguacha emphasized the importance of a united stance within the minority caucus, highlighting that the resolution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case was crucial for national peace, stability, and unity. He called for immediate and strategic engagement with relevant stakeholders to advocate for a peaceful and political solution to the matter, which has significant implications for the socio-political landscape of Nigeria. He expressed the belief that a political solution could pave the way for enhanced national integration and the restoration of trust among various communities. The River State House of Assembly has called on the State Police Command to arrest persons parading themselves as caretaker committee chairmen of the 23 local government areas in the state. At plenary, the leader of the House, Major Jack, and some lawmakers raised an alarm over the continued activities of CTC chairmen despite the Supreme Court judgment. The lawmakers further asked the police to immediately withdraw their personnel attached to such persons following what they referred to as the refusal of the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, to dissolve the caretaker committees in obedience to the judgment of the Supreme Court. The lawmakers gave the directive after reviewing the certified true copy CTC of the recent Supreme Court judgment, which granted financial autonomy to the local government area in the country during their 7th legislative session.
I want to bring to the notice of this House once more that I am in receipt of the Supreme Court's judgment, which was delivered on the 11th day of July 2020, has abolished what they call caretaker committee. Mr. Speaker, by your leave, may I lay this document as a working document at the table. Please do so.
I'm calling on the security agencies to the police to go after these people, to ask them to stop them from parading themselves as illegal caretaker committee members. And they should stop the paramount rulers, traditional rulers, chiefs, youth bodies, market people, women and men should stop dealing with them because they are impostors. Then radio stations, TVs, print media, and etc.
We'll now take a short commercial break. We'll be back for the rest of the news. Stay with us.
Picture this. You're sitting at a table, ready to indulge in a mouth-watering meal. Stop. For many of us, it is hard to resist the temptation, especially when it comes to enjoying a juicy beef dish. But have you ever stopped to think about the impact of your food choices on the greater good? Our food choices have a great impact on others. The beef industry is one of the leading contributors to deforestation. As trees are cleared to make way for cattle ranching, it not only disrupts the delicate balance of ecosystems, but also contributes to climate change. We can make a difference with our choices. It does not mean we all have to become vegans overnight. Imagine enjoying fish and poultry a few times a week, indulging in beef just once a month, and filling our plates with plenty of plant-based goodness. Every little bit counts. And even small reductions in our intake can make a huge impact on the climate. By making smarter food choices, we're not only taking care of ourselves, but also the planet we call home. Remember, the choices we make today lead to a better tomorrow.
Outside Africa, in her first public remarks since President Joe Biden endorsed her to take over the 2024 White House campaign, Vice President Kamala Harris praised what she calls Joe Biden's unmatched legacy, and she said was grateful for his service to America. Biden's exit on Sunday, prompted by Democratic worries over his fitness for office, was a seismic shift to the presidential contest that upended both major political parties' carefully honed plans for the 2024 race. Aiming to put weeks of intra-party drama over Biden's candidacy behind them, prominent Democratic elected officials, party leaders, and political organizations quickly lined up behind Harris in the hours after Biden announced he was dropping his re-election campaign. Biden's departure frees his delegates to vote for whomever they chose. Harris, whom Biden backed after ending his candidacy, is thus far the only declared candidate and is working to quickly secure endorsements from a majority of the delegates.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history. In one term, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who have served 2 terms in office. And I am firsthand witness that every day our President Joe Biden fights for the American people, and we are deeply, deeply grateful for his service to our nation.
A Russian court has convicted Alsu Kumasheva, a Russian-American journalist for the U.S. government-funded Radio Free Europe and Radio Liberty, of spreading false information about the Russian army and sentenced her to 6.5 years in prison. The conviction came on Friday, the same day that Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich was convicted of espionage and sentenced to 16 years in prison in a case that the U.S. called politically motivated. The U.S. government has labeled Gershkovich wrongfully detained by Russia, a distinction the State Department has not made in Kumasheva's case. Kumasheva, who holds U.S. and Russian citizenship, was taken into custody in October 2023 and charged with failing to register as a foreign agent while collecting information about the Russian military. In business news, foreign exchange inflows from international money transfer operators increased by 38.86% to $1.07 billion in the first quarter of 2024 from $770.723 million. This was revealed in the Central Bank of Nigeria's quarterly statistical bulletin for the first quarter of 2024, which was recently published on the website. According to the data, in January, the IMTO's recorded inflows worth $383.04 million. It dropped in February to $322.83 million and returned upward in March to $363.70 million. When compared with the last quarter of 2023, the inflows from IMTOs grew by 10.74%. Recently, the Apex Bank revealed that it had granted approvals in principle to 14 new IMTOs to help increase the sustained supply of foreign exchange in the official market. The CBN Governor, Dr. Olayemi Cardoso, said that the recent approval of licenses for 14 IMTOs was expected to improve competition and lower the cost of transactions, thus attracting more remittances through formal channels. In entertainment news, American R&B singer Chris Brown, along with his associate Cinco Siege, rapper Yella Beezy, and concert promoter Live Nation have been hit with a $50 million lawsuit. 4 men are accusing the singer of orchestrating a violent attack backstage at his Fort Worth concert. The plaintiffs claim they were invited to a post-concert gathering but were instead brutally assaulted by Brown and his entourage. The incident allegedly involved severe beatings and injuries. While Brown and his team have yet to respond to the allegations, this is not the first time the singer has faced legal troubles. His history includes a high-profile assault case involving his ex-girlfriend, Rihanna. And finally, sports news. Tobia Amusan will be Team Nigeria's flag bearer for the opening ceremony of the 2024 Olympic Games, while badminton star Onualuwapo Okweyori has been named team captain. The duo's appointment was announced in a statement released by Nigerian Olympic Committee (NOC) press officer Tony Nezianya. Amusan, the reigning world champion in the 100-meter hurdles, is one of Nigeria's brightest medal prospects in Paris. Okweyori, on the other hand, is an experienced badminton player who has been representing Nigeria since 2017. He won the African Championships and African Games in the singles event in 2019 and also competed at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. The 2024 Olympic Games will officially kick off in Paris on Friday. And as the news update, for more stories, please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa and Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. You can also view us from Limex on limex.tv and Glow TV apps anywhere in the world. My name is Nyam Gul. Agaji. Thanks for being there.
This is it. I will take you through this amazingness today.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Buki November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
Tita woke up with a start. She was experiencing intense cramping in her stomach, a sign that her menstrual period was here. The severe pain made her wish sometimes she was a man. When she was still married, her period felt like a curse, showing up every month without fail, meaning that she failed at conceiving yet again that month. The singular act that would truly make her a woman kept evading her, and her potential children came out as blood clots. Thankfully, she is in a better headspace now. She carefully got out of bed, grabbed a change of underwear and a sanitary pad, and went to have a bath. She felt some relief after the bath. She reached for some ibuprofen in the drawer by her bed. As she swallowed the pills, she prayed silently, a practice that she had rediscovered recently. Dear God, you know my desire to have children. I know you're the one who placed the desire inside of me. You have formed my body in my mother's womb. Take control of my body. As she drifted back to sleep, she thought of only the future, a future she so badly wanted Ifunanya to be a part of. Bright and early the next morning, she was off to the market. She needed to get some foodstuffs for the week for both her and Ifunanya. Thank God it was the weekend. Even though she was in pain, she still had a lot of things to do that would help take her mind off it. Halfway through the market runs, the cramping became unbearable, that she had to find a place to sit. She always carried water and painkillers with her, so she quickly took some and waited for the pain to subside. An hour later, she was back home and in bed. To help with the pain, she held her trusted hot water bottle against her stomach as tightly as she was wrapped in her blankets. It hadn't always been like this. When Tito had first gotten her periods at 13 and throughout her teenage years, she hardly had any problems. By the time she reached her 20s, her periods had stopped being regular, and when she managed to get them, they came with excruciating pain. Her insides usually felt like someone was wringing a wet piece of cloth. However, in her youthful naivety, she had not worried about it because she thought it was just a phase. She soon found out the hard way that it wasn't a phase. The first miscarriage after she got married marked the start of her journey in the fight against infertility. She soon realized how much culture and tradition were stacked against her. Hi, my name is Shay Amao. I'm a brand business consultant and author and founder of PCOS Conquerors.
Yeah, so with PCOS, I think every experience is different for women. For me, I kind of fell on the scale where what triggered my interest in my hormonal health was really I was having prolonged periods, which then I didn't know it was also a side effect of PCOS. I wasn't even aware I had PCOS. But the more I look back at when I started having these issues, I realized the first time I had issues in my period was like when I was 18. And at 18, what happened was I didn't see my period 1 month. I went to see a doctor. She was a female doctor. She's an Indian woman with my mom. And basically, she all but, I don't even know, accused me of having premarital sex. And I was like, okay, first of all, I'm a young girl, fine. I know people are active and stuff, but I said I'm not active. But she didn't believe me, just basically gaslighted my experience. And then my period came the next day. So I just thought, you know, I'll never ever do that again. And once I didn't, so that for me was almost like, oh, it's like my body is now giving me a break from periods and stuff. So when it started becoming regular, like every year, because it was after 18, I started noticing I would miss my periods. I didn't pay any attention to it. And it didn't, and that was until maybe I was like 26 or so, when I started noticing my body was changing and everything. So I went to see a doctor. That was when the doctor, they didn't call up PCOS, but he was just like, okay, you're getting married soon. You know, just let's watch and see. It was always let's watch and see, nothing definitive. And even when one doctor said, okay, he was going to put me on birth control, he didn't really address my concern. I was concerned I was gaining weight. He was telling me I'll put on more weight. So obviously I was like, yeah, I don't think I need birth control. And when I finally got diagnosed, and this was like 2017, I remember the experience just being a bit horrid because the doctor, who happened to also be a childhood doctor for me, it was more like an experiment where he was, you know, just checking my stomach and then calling his nurse, or I don't even know, maybe resident doctor, to like, oh wow, like this is a classic case of PCOS. And I'm then like going crazy because I'm like, okay, I've read the things online, it looks scary, and there was nothing done to elevate, you know, what I knew or what to do next. So the same thing was let's watch and see. So it was always let's watch and see, no active solution. To be honest, it was until I started taking some interest in my own body that I started finding out things I could do to help myself get better. People judge books by its cover. Yes, I mean, I think that was one of my biggest lessons because I just spoke about it because I knew when I picked the cover, I knew what I was trying to depict. And because I'm the kind of, when I read, I'm quite cerebral. I like when people like hide things in like covers and stuff. So when I'm reading a book, I like going back. So I wanted to give my readers that experience, but I realized not everyone would see. And especially if people don't know. Some people are like, oh, they see a book, they read the back and they want to get to know it. But most people would literally judge, okay, is this something I want to read? And especially if people don't know your name. You know, your book cover does a lot more for you. I'll say, you know, maybe building your team early on, you know, yes, write the book, but then having a full team. It's not just the publishers. You need a publicist, you need a marketing strategy, really, really counting the costs because it's expensive, y'all. Well, it happened during lockdown. So I think yeah, we're stuck at home. So that was, I don't know if I'll call it, okay, I'll call the challenge, you know, kind of getting discovered because I've never written a book before. People don't know me. So it was almost like coming into like a whole market and trying to get the message and not really knowing the process. There was nowhere I could go to be like, and I'm sure maybe there was, but I couldn't really find anything. And then I did try reaching out to certain authors that, you know, had the experience because you think, oh, let me reach out to this woman. She might be candid enough. But yeah, I didn't really get that much feedback. Although my publishers, they did help me a great deal. I had this story. I had this story since 2018. And it wasn't until 2020 that I was able to just sit down and write it. So I think if I had a lot of guidance at the start, I would have done a lot of things different. I mean, one of the things I had to do was change my book cover. You know, so having that kind of guidance, at least it would have known, oh, this might not work, the people might misinterpret it, that kind of thing. But I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it and then learn from my mistakes and just see out as I go. And that's how it's been for me. I've been figuring things as I go. I feel like I have an authentic story and, you know, hopefully it sells itself and gains the traction. I think it's amazing. I think it's a thriving, right now, I feel like it's such a thriving market. Like, I've seen a couple of books come out recently and I've been seeing more female authors. So initially, it seemed like something that only select people could be a part of, and then you have to, have that name before you even get to sell. But I'm seeing more people kind of break the glass ceilings with their books, like once they understand the market. So it's something like I want to get into even more. Like I just wrote a book and I'm like, okay, cool. I wasn't thinking I was going to really delve into it. But the more I started connecting with more authors, the more people seeing their books, Dami Adetu, she has a beautiful book called Home. The more I'm like, okay, this is actually something I really want to be a part of. I started a conversation, I think during lockdown about Publish Her, just like an initiative, just encouraging more women authors from this space. So I think it'd be good to see more people. I mean, we're already seeing it. So it's just, let's create more forums for people to dialogue and even learn more, because it's something that can take us to the world, especially if we have a great story that can be produced internationally.
Star Police switch on, light on. Pressing command for internal. Expectedly back, TW. Still same pressure. ET on 55. Your nav state with back in is perfect.
A new revolution has kicked off in Lagos State Health Care System with the introduction of Smart Health Information Platform, SHIP, to transform data transmission and management across all state-owned healthcare facilities. The highly secure digital cloud is a state government-led effort designed in collaboration with ECLAT, a health technology company, and Interswitch Limited to create a backbone for seamless movement of patients' data and to enhance digital transformation in the state health care. Digital Health State's Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro. The digital system will eliminate loose data sharing and transmission through manual systems, while providing improved protection and privacy for patients' data. Greater Lagos is truly rising, and this is the Greater Lagos vision. I am Love Oyedokun.
This
This is Lagos, the heartbeat of Nigeria, a city steeped in rich cultural heritage and now poised to become a global financial center.
We're at a Lot Mayor's show, and it's an opportunity for us to just depict what Lagos is all about. And it's only at an event like this, competing with other bigger cities and other nations, that you can get to tell your story. So it's storytelling time for us.
In a historic moment, Lagos made its inaugural appearance at the renowned Lord Mayor's show in London, a testament to it.
Lagos is a big mega city on its own right now. It's the largest city in Africa. It's the biggest economy that is a sub-national in Africa. But we want to make it one of the international financial centers in the world. All we're trying to do is to be able to let the world know that Lagos is indeed ready for bigger business.
Lagos isn't just open for business. It's a gateway to the future, embracing innovation and welcoming investors from around the globe. We invite the world to witness Lagos's dynamism, progress, and the myriad of opportunities available for transformative, groundbreaking projects.
Lagos is indeed ready to take over the world in the financial space, in the economic space, and to truly really be able to tell both the Lagos, the Nigerian, and the African story, and be able to let other parts of the world know who we are, understand our culture, understand that we're the center of culture, entertainment, music in the whole of Africa, and to also be able for people to know what we have to give to the world.
So the whole idea, right, is for us to be able to let the world, get them to know what is happening in Lagos. But GDP of Lagos is actually bigger than the GDP of Kenya, it's bigger than Ghana, it's bigger than Rwanda, and it's bigger than Senegal. As a little sub-national, it's very big in how it stands, in how it sits, and it's all of that conversation that we think a lot of people need to know what is happening in Lagos, and how we can use the Lagos story, to sort of like tell the African story.
On this episode, fire outbreaks, Sanwo-Olu challenges stakeholders to develop strategies to mitigate occurrences. At the Young Water Project, Sanwo-Olu assures of completion by next year. Healthcare, Lagos introduces Smart Health Information Platform, SHIP, for data transmission and management. Details of these and many more when we return. Please stay with us. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has challenged industry, traditional rulers, market leaders, and others on the need to develop strategies that will mitigate fire disasters and their devastating effects on life and property of citizens. The governor, who was speaking at the Lagos International Fire Safety Conference organized by the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service held in the state, noted that the fire incidences in the state were often caused by careless behavior and urged market traders to take responsibility for their actions. The Made in Lagos International Fire Safety Conference had in attendance various stakeholders, including representatives of traders, religious organizations, community development associations, students, and international partners. It was organized by the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, LSFRS. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, in his keynote address, noted that safety against fire incidents remains the responsibility of residents and calls for more actions from residents in curbing constant cases of fire outbreaks in the state.
Fire disaster, as you know, it poses a significant threat to life, to property, and to our dear environment. They disturb community, they destroy livelihood, and they place immense pressure on our emergency services and on our infrastructure. In recent years, Lagos has witnessed several unfortunate fire incidents, which has left a trail of destruction here and there, and a painful reminder of the vulnerability that we face as a people. It's therefore imperative that we adopt a holistic and a collaborative approach to mitigate this risk and build a more resilient Lagos in line with our Teams Plus agenda. At the heart of our efforts lies the recognition that fire of any single entity. Rather, it's a collective responsibility that necessitates active participation and collaboration of all stakeholders, from government agencies to the emergency service providers, to the organized private sector, to our community leaders, to our religious bodies, to our traditional institutions, indeed, to students and every citizen. All of us are well trained in fire prevention and response protocol. We prioritize fire safety. Businesses not only protect their own assets, but believe they contribute to the overall safety of our entire city. And so, through robust policies, strategic and very intentional investment, and we believe partnership is also very, very critical.
The governor urged residents and all relevant stakeholders in the state to build resilience and be committed to being fire advocate champions to reduce the incidents across the state.
We all have a role to play. We all have a sense of responsibility and duty of care in fire disaster. And to remind ourselves that fire, in a lot of the cases, are due to negligence and human error. Fire in itself will not just start up. Fire is typically due to negligence in one part, due to sheer, people just want to be destructive, and the ones that are environmentally driven, that maybe during harsh weather, we continue to re-emphasize, and during dry season, during Harmattan fire to consume and to move very fast. So the best birthday present that I want is for all of you that are stakeholders here to leave this place committed that you will become a fire advocate champion, that you will become a cheerleader to tell others, educate ourselves, understand that fire is not a juju that comes from anywhere. It is likely due to irresponsible behavior or carelessness, and a lot of times, and the fact that people don't raise alarm early enough. This government in 5 years have built more fire stations than we've had 10 years prior. We have commissioned new fire stations, and you heard the commissioner also say that there are 3 others that are still coming. We have brought in one fuel sweep about 64 fire engines that goes as high as 10 floors. We have increased the capacity by recruiting over almost 1,000 new, more than that. It's more of advocacy, it's more of communication, it's more of engaging ourselves and everybody understanding that we have a role to play.
Director and Chief Executive Officer, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adesheye, stressed the need for public-private partnership to develop cutting-edge technology in preventing fire incidents in the state.
As Fire Chief of Lagos State Fire Rescue Service, I recognize that the government and our agency alone cannot address the complex fire safety challenge. In 2023, we recorded 2,537. The recent fire incidents at Dosumu Market Fire that happened April 9, 2024 affected 23 buildings, while 16 totally destroyed, 77 with significant damages. About 168 containerized shops were totally destroyed.
The conference aims to develop strategies and solutions for reducing fire incidents, ensuring a safer environment for rural Lagos residents. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has declared that his administration will do whatever it takes to complete the 70 million gallons per day of Adiyon water treatment plants located in Iju area of the state come next year. Sanwo-Olu stated this while speaking at the 5th edition of the Lagos International Water Conference, themed Financing Water and Sanitation for a Greater Lagos, held in Victoria Islands. It's the 5th edition of the Lagos International Water Conference, themed Financing Water and Sanitation for a Greater Lagos. The conference brought together technocrats and all stakeholders to reason and arrive at a workable solution to address water sanitation challenges.
We've all said it, it's a critical conversation. Water, like Mike said, has no enemy, but it's got a lot of enemy. It's got a lot of enemy because we are all not sincere and serious and true to ourselves. If we say that water do not have enemy, we all need to ask ourselves, how well are we playing this role? How well are we moving from lip service and just being able to resolve the issues? We all talk about cholera and the outbreak that we've seen in the last couple of weeks. We've seen it because of the proactive nature of this government, with all sense of humility. It was a level of how well we're able to take a proactive step and transparently have a surveillance engagement where we can raise our voices and raise them early. That we've been able to stem the tide, we've been able to reduce an outbreak that will not only be local, but will have been very catastrophic. And so for us, it's not just about lip service. It's about ensuring that we can put all of our resources where it is most needed. We can identify the skills that are required. We can speak truth to authority, and we can challenge ourselves. And with all sense, I told the Honorable Minister yesterday that we want to move away from talk. We want to move to action. We want to move away from just rhetorics. It's the 5th year we're coming on a water conference. I want to see the outcomes and the outputs. I want to see the levers being moved. And let's not just make it a talk shop where we exchange call cards, we exchange emails, and nothing happens again until another 1 year.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu expressed the satisfaction that Lagos State Water Corporation had not been innovative enough to create solutions to water resource management challenges in the state, while highlighting the crucial importance of putting in place financial resources in achieving the goals of water security, accessibility, and sustainability. The governor restated that for his administration, it was not just about lip service, but the resolve to move away from rhetorics into action.
And so that's why I believe that as a government, and I think Mike said it, we've sent all of you to the nice schools to teach us and to help us with all of the things we need to know. They were all clapping there. They've been to Netherlands. We've had several World Bank best trainers. I see some of them there, ex-Lagos State Water Corporation staff. They've all been trained in the best institutions in the world. But that has not put solutions on the table for us. That has not resolved the challenges that we have as a state. And I think the thing we need to stay here is for all of us, both development partners, both the Ministry of Environment, both the Minister for Water Resources and Sanitation. Let us stop this rhetoric and just talk. Let us act on it. It's so important to us. And I told you, water is so important to us as a government and as a people that we will not shy away from whatever is going to cost us. My speech is not a lot.
Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Usev, was the special guest of honor at the event. He noted that Lagos had various challenges when it comes to water sanitation due to rapid population growth and infrastructural challenges.
It's not just a matter of basic human rights, they're also crucial for health, economic development, and social equity. However, the financing of water and sanitation infrastructure remains a critical hurdle, not only for Lagos State, but the country at large.
For his part, the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, called for sustainable and innovative ways to finance and manage the state's water resources to meet the needs of the growing population.
Edition of the Lagos State International Water Conference with the theme, Financing Water for a Greater Lagos. The conference serves as a platform for us to come together, share knowledge, and explore innovative solutions to address the challenges we face in ensuring sustainable water management in our great city, Lagos. Water is a fundamental resource that sustains life and plays a vital role in development and progress of any society.
While urging participants to actively engage in the discussions, Wahab stated that together they can explore new avenues for financing, identifying best practices, and build partnerships that will pave the way for a greater Lagos. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu emphasized the state government's alignment with the urgent need for action to mitigate the effects of climate change. He stated that the government is championing adaptation initiatives at both the local and international levels. Speaking at the opening of the 3-day Lagos International Climate Change Summit, the governor, who was represented by his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, acknowledged that climate change is not a distant threat, but a present reality requiring immediate solutions.
We can all see what is happening around various parts of the world. We are made to understand that the world actually recorded the warmest temperature ever since records were taken this year. So the challenges are real. So Lagos State stands at the threshold of Israel. We are driven not by what several years ago the atmospheric elements threatened to take Victoria Island from us. And for those of us that know Victoria Island, that town is about 600 hectares of land where businesses and people actually live, contributing enormously to the GDP of our state. As a government, under the Governor Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and of course Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, we tame the raging sea by constructing groins, as stated, but actually make sure that we reduce the veracity of the ocean and harness sand, out of which today is rising the Eco-Atlantic City.
In his welcome address, the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, stated that the solution to climate change lies in climate-resilient development.
The solution to this lies in climate-resilient development, which involves integrating measures to adapt to climate change with actions to reduce or avoid greenhouse gas emissions in ways that provide wider benefits. This year's finance and championing local adaptation initiatives aims to explore ways of attracting climate finance into the adaptation space to create livable and resilient infrastructure. We are determined to mobilize resources at an unprecedented scale to finance the transition to a low-carbon economy and support those most vulnerable to the impact of climate change. This year's summit is therefore not just a forum for discussion, but a clarion call for action. We must accelerate our efforts to mobilize climate finance and channel it towards projects that prioritize local adaptation initiatives. This means investing in infrastructure that can withstand the impact of climate change, empowering communities to develop climate-resilient livelihoods, and enhancing our capacity to respond to climate-related disasters. Furthermore, we must champion the voices of those most affected by climate change, particularly vulnerable communities who often bear the brunt of its consequences. We must embrace knowledge, experience, and perspectives as valuable resource to shape effective adaptation strategies that are grounded in local. On this 3-day journey of deliberation and collaboration, let us remain steadfast in our commitment to safeguarding our planet for future generations. Together, we can turn the tide against climate change and build a more sustainable.
Former Lagos State Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola's son participated in a special session titled Climate Change Initiatives, The Journey So Far. He stated that climate change triggered primarily by human conduct and sometimes by...
When Dr. Banere was the Commissioner for Environment, and I think at the time, a few cabinet members then said, why is Lagos spending money in protecting and initiating tree planting and desert erosion protection? And I think he made the point then that if we don't succeed here, if we don't do this, we will be the recipients of the migratory impact. And I regret to say that he has been proven right. The amount and the number and the size of migration into Lagos arising from climate change hazards and displacement is on an increasing high.
That's all we have.
Increase the reach of your events or business services. To advertise on Plus TV Africa, please call 0906 000 5719 or 0909 040 8408 or send an email to marketing@plustvafrica.com. Plus TV Africa. Big stories live here.
What we see and envy in other countries, we don't pay enough attention to how it is done. So for example, people are always talking about, oh, we should tell African stories. I smile.
I'm one of those who says that.
I think that we should talk to ourselves first before we're even worried about what people are thinking about us. We overvalue the opinion of other people. We don't value ourselves. We don't value our people.
But isn't that why we should tell our own story?
To ourselves.
Yes, first.
You understand?
Yes.
So we won't be talking about telling African story because we didn't wake up this morning and think first and foremost I'm African. I think I'm Nigerian.
That's what I'm saying.
You understand? So in Nigeria,
yes,
first and foremost, we need to talk to ourselves. How do we talk to ourselves? What do we say to ourselves?
What's our reality?
So what does reality mean?
Reality.
And what lens are we looking at reality from?
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. You're watching Plus TV Africa, and the program is Sports Business with Orufo Ezaga. Today we're going to be talking sports business as usual. You know, it's Tuesday. Weekends are for entertainment, Tuesdays for sports business. And today we have a loaded package for you. In the studio with me is Mr. Victor Unduka Uba. Yeah, he's the Deputy Managing Director of AfriInvest West Africa. Now, we're going to learn from him two things. One, we're going to find out from his wealth of experience in investment banking, what we need to do in the Nigerian sports industry to attract the sort of investments we need to grow the sports industry in Nigeria. And then also, we're going to be talking to him about his company's role in sports in Nigeria. They already have gotten into the, into the industry in basically getting their hands dirty to try and get the sports industry where it should get to the lofty place it should get to, as shirt sponsors of Nigeria champions Enugu Rangers. Now, sports is big business. We can't say that enough on this program. And what you're going to be hearing today, if you are a sports investor or a sports entrepreneur, is what you need to do to ensure that you maximize your... but before we get started, I have Mr. Unduka in the studio, but before we get started, we're going to take a very short break. And 1 minute no more, keep the dial on Plus TV Africa. When we return, the business begins.
I will take you through this amazingness today.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Buki November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
You're welcome back to the program Sports Business with Orufo Ezaga from our studios in Lagos. Today we're going to be talking sports investment, and in the studio with me is Mr. Unduka Uba, Victor Unduka Uba, who is the Deputy Managing Director of AfriInvest West Africa Limited. Hello, Victor. You're welcome to the program.
Hi, good afternoon, Orufo. Thank you for having me.
Okay. It's you I should be thanking. Because all right. So look, do you get a sense that the sports industry in Nigeria is beginning to maybe grow in a different direction, the right direction?
Well, when you say sports, generally, I think it goes beyond. There are several facets to it.
Okay.
Perhaps the response would be there are green shoots in several areas.
Okay.
I think basketball, we've seen some exciting things happening there with FIBA, and some of the talent that the Basketball Federation is able to attract now to play for Nigeria, especially diaspora Nigerians who are exposed to better. The Nigerian football is also beginning to see some investments by private sector participants. And that is also beginning to tell on the league. There's increased focus by the NFF to try and improve things, and the league body itself. So to that extent, especially with respect to the male football league, I think there's been some improvements, and there are green shoots there as well. I was following the Africa Table Tennis Championships as well.
Okay.
So there's some little improvements we're beginning to see. But I still think across board, several areas, powerlifting, weightlifting, Paralympics, sports generally can be a lot